Hey, hi everybody. This is Lisa Harden coming to you from very hot Boise, Idaho at the Stamping Zoo. It's so nice to have you here. If you've not watched me before, welcome first of all to old and new viewers. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. One of the things that means is that I sell all of the products I use. So I will point out if there's ever anything that I don't purchase from Stampin' Up!, but it doesn't happen very often. So again, this is not my normal time. Normally I come on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, but I thought, let's have a fun little live because I'm certainly not doing anything outside right now. Okay, so I need to open up the vintage of the day here. Nice little chilled Diet Pepsi. And we will get started. If you would please be so kind. I have a few requests of you. Please like, please comment, please feel free to have a conversation with me and anyone else here. It's a great little group. And also, if you would please share this video, that helps my business more than you know, because it helps me to get the word out about the Stamping Zoo, and then I can share my love of paper crafting with others. And finally, if you are watching on replay on Facebook or on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once I get to 1,000 viewers, I will be doing a live over there once a week as well. So we will step up the crafty time once I'm able to do that. And I just can't wait. That will be really fun. Just another layer of card making that we can add to this whole thing. So let's see if I am live and on the proper channel. I don't see myself, but I see some friends are coming on. So hello, hang tight with me for just a minute. There I am. Hello, there I am. So I hope I'm catching some of you. Like I said, it looks like I'm catching a few of you already. And thank you for sharing Donna. It's the first thing I saw when I popped on. Donna, I hope you're doing well down in Louisiana, and I'm sure it's hot like the rest of us. Hi, Tony. Thank you for sharing. And Tony was a great, very fast participant of Chopped. I just want you to know. Through no fault of her own, she gave me some grace, and I sent her the kit a few days later than I thought I was going to, and man, she turned it around in about an hour. So if you're worried about not having enough time to participate in Chopped, that's just not true. You don't need any more than, I'd say less than an hour if you were really pushing it, but just please keep that in mind. And if you want to know more about Chopped, you can just jump on over to thestampingzoo.com. I will be mentioning a few programs that I have and promotions and events, and you can always find out more information about them over at thestampingzoo.com. Or if you just want to call me, I actually answer the phone. Can you believe it? This thing is actually a telephone too sometimes. So 208-830-6328. All right, the lighting looks pretty good. I'm glad I don't have to turn on my overhead light. Let me move this a little bit closer. So we're going to make a couple of cards that I made Friday and Saturday with some of my lovely stampers right here at the house. I had a stamp camp, and stamp camp for me is when we make 4 different cards using 4 different bundles or stamp sets, and we just have fun. We usually, let's see here, I wanted to get the stamp set. We usually chat a lot. We usually work on different techniques. The cards usually take a little bit longer than they might at another event when we're doing something else. This is just all about stamping. So it was also very nice to do this particular one because I haven't had one. I haven't had stampers at the house for a long, long time. Right? Like most of you, I'm sure you can relate. So it was nice. And my dogs resumed their duties of guard dog / welcoming crew. And they were tired, let me tell you. We all took a nap. Actually, I'm just getting up from one today. I must have been really tired, right? And so anyway, that's enough about me, right? I hope that some of you have seen this in the annual catalog. It's just a cute little stamp set. Well, hello, Carla and your sisters there. Hello. I hope you guys are having fun, and I'm sure you have been doing a little bit of stamping, because I know you two are pretty crafty ladies. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to look up this stamp set. This is from our new annual catalog. Just went live, sorry, in May. If you don't have this already and you live in the United States, if you're not working with another demonstrator, I would love to send one to you. You just need to send me a private message and give me your mailing address. I will get it out to you. And actually, we're going to have more catalogs coming out to you this coming month. We have a new mini catalog that's launching to customers on August 3rd. So more about that a little later. We're talking about the annual catalog right this minute. So this is on page 84, right behind you. And then there's a few examples. Whoops, sorry for shaking the camera there. There's a few examples over on page 85. And of course it has a dog in it, so I'm fit, I'm happy. But then it has cute flowers you can put in the basket. And one of my stampers, I can't remember who, it wasn't Anne, but it was one of my stampers, put the dog in the basket. And then we started brainstorming about different ways to do that. So I think we're going to try a little bit of a different way today. Sorry, I had cords in the way. Obviously you saw that. It's a real professional production around here with a production crew and a creative content person of one. So if you ever want to support a small business, I am the smallest of the small. Yes. Okay, and then as a reminder, this is a great returning stamp set. We've had it for a while, but there are lots of different things you can do to freshen this up. And so keep that one in mind. Just because it doesn't have a little, if it has a red N in front of it, you will see that it's new to this catalog, or the first time you can purchase it. And if it doesn't, means it's returning from one of our other catalogs. So it's so nice to have a mix of new and returning. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stamping with our favorite Stamparatus. Carla, since you were talking to me, I know that you and your mom love the Stamparatus, and maybe Crystal too, I don't know. Let's see here. I'm going to bring this in. So this is like really a great set to use the Stamparatus on. It just kind of lends itself to that because you're making a little scene, right? And also because this stamp is pretty large, and lots of times when you are working with a stamp that large, just by its nature, you don't get everything inked as well as you might. And finally, this stamp has a lot of solid pieces in it where you need the ink, you need a lot of ink. So that's why we use the Stamparatus. Now you can just use the Stamparatus if you feel like it for regular stamping. I use mine more and more. But the first thing we can do is we're going to stamp the main image. And as you can see here, they have beautiful color, or beautiful hair that you can color, and outfits, and it just would go with any color scheme. And I was teasing that this is my stamper friend, Alicia, and then this is me, of course. But yeah, of course, like that doesn't look anything like, I've never had a ponytail that looked like that, but just go with me, okay? It's a story that I developed in my head when I was stamping this, but then immediately I knew this would never happen because I would never let Alicia steer the tandem bike. That just wouldn't happen. This is carefree person. It's not really me. But you know what? That's what you can do. You can have some fun make-believe time when you're stamping, right? And also, Alicia has hair that is this gorgeous wavy red hair. So the driver had to had to be Alicia because of that. But anyway, all right, so you could color it however you wanted to. You can make it look like you and your friend, which I love about this. So the first thing I want to do is you just you put this, okay, so let me just tell you ahead of time. I have already used this a lot, right? I've used it all weekend. So one thing I did though, in preparation for having other stampers come, is I stamped the image itself right onto the grid paper that I'm going to use. Then I've made sure that the grid paper is right up in the corner of the Stamparatus plate. Put the magnets on it. And then I am going to center my paper over in this right hand corner. That's where I kind of tend to like to have it, because I feel like if you put it too close to the binding, well, it's not I feel, this is what happens. If you put it too close to the binding, it's harder to get a great image right up there, just because of the hinge. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I told them at camp, it's physics. It's something I can't explain to you, but it's just a thing, right? So after I do that, then I can stamp down. But first, since I know where I wanted them, I'm going to pick them up, pick the girls up, and then I'm going to put my paper back down. And okay, I was also asked about this, and Anne, since you're on here, I was going to send you home with some washi tape. Anne said, Anne said to me, if you can believe this, what is washi tape? This stuff is washi tape, Anne. So it's a little paper tape with prints on it. And it's called washi tape because it's from Japan, and that's what they decided to call it. I think it's just their name. So anyway, I'm going to send you home with some of this, because since you have the Stamparatus, you really need to have a little roll of washi tape around so that you can make handles for these magnets, because look at them. Oh, they're so naughty. Get off there, bad dog. Okay. See, that's another reason why we use the Stamparatus. Even if the paper gets messed around, we just put it right back where it was. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, since we're chatting about it, is this one needs to be refurbished, doesn't it? Because the washi tape is paper, and so it tends to break after a little while. But it makes a great handle for these magnets because they are super tough. And Carla can tell you that, or she can attest to what I've told you before, which is if they crash together, they'll probably break. Which is why the company conveniently sells replacement magnets. Oh gosh. But we want to try and avoid that. So one way you can do it is to make a little handle. Now I know this looks messy, but you know I'm going to trim it up and make it look nice. And so you just kind of continue that. Sometimes I put a couple of layers. Today, I don't know that I'll bore you with that. And this is some Stampin' Up! Washi tape. It's retired, but it's still very usable and cute. So that's one great thing you can do when you see washi tape that's on our retiring or clearance list. Grab some. If you have the Stamparatus, you're going to need it sooner or later. And why not have your washi tape be cute? Yeah. Oh, hello. I'm getting some of you on a Sunday afternoon here. Hello, everybody. Hi, Jen. Very nice to see you. I hope you're doing good today and you've had a nice weekend. I saw some beautiful pictures of, I think, a mountain orchid that you posted. Wow. You live in some stunning area. Hello, Margaret. Nice to see you again. Margaret's joining us from Rhode Island. I hope you're having a nice Sunday across the country over there. Okay, now that we have handles on our magnets, now we can stamp. I needed it to be complete. I am using gray granite because I tried it in black and it was just too intense. Again, there's a lot of image here that is solid ink, and so it tends to be a little darker than you would think. I do need to move the magnets because it's going to get in the way of my image. but I can't imagine that's right. It's not. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. You're like, wow, that was anticlimactic. Let's see if this looks a little better. No, it doesn't. Well, of course, now that it's all inked up, I don't know why that's off, but I'm going to see if I can just go with it. That looks like it. That's odd. Okay, there they are, super cute. All right, now I am just going to turn this around. So if you saw that, that's what these funky looking hinge plates are for, is you can move your plates around in different ways and different locations. I'm going to clean this off. It looked like it got a pretty good image the first time, which I'm really happy with, actually. The pants could use a little bit more. Well, I've changed my mind on that. The pants can use just a tiny bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and just re-ink it. Remember, I haven't moved this. Let's hope. So, oh, there we go. There. So that's the great thing about the Stamparatus, is that your piece stays exactly in the same spot. So if you need to re-ink it, you can. You get more than one shot. All right, I'm just going to take, well, let's see. I'm going to turn this around because I did want to show you that's what you can do with it. I mentioned I was just sleeping, right? Oh gosh. So I am going to put a grounding piece so that it doesn't look like it's just floating in space. And we are also going to stamp the dog in there. Okay. So I need to put this a little higher than it needs to be. Like the stamp needs to be covering the wheels a little bit, like that. And then we're going to put this dog in here. I don't want him floating above the basket. He can be down below the basket because we are going to actually make something to make him look like he's sitting in the basket. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. All right, so now that you have them placed where you want them, you just pick them up like this. Yes, your dog would be a little too big to put in the basket, wouldn't it, Carla? But that's okay. We can pretend. Okay, let me try this. Looks pretty cute. It's not the best grounding that I've ever done, but I think it'll be okay. As you can see on this one, it's actually floating above the grounding, but it doesn't matter, right? It's just a cute little stamped image we're making here. Okay, I'm gonna put this off to the side for now, and then we're gonna start working on it. So, let me see here. Okay, is that gonna drive me crazy? Kind of. It's kind of gonna drive me crazy, you guys. I'm sorry. It's okay, because we have everything set up, right? So we're gonna turn it over real quick. We're gonna turn this lady over. I'm gonna pull these out and get it all straightened up. Okay, now I do think that for some reason I have my bike in there higher than the other one. Higher than before. But that still works. See, that's why I think it looks kind of a little higher than it was. As soon as I tell you my rules, then my rules change. But once you get it centered where you want it, you can either move the magnet or you can move the paper, or the stamps or the paper. I just happened to move the paper. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see if we can get a better grounding image, okay? That one just looked too wonky. Okay, and come in and do, see, it always seems to me like the way I ink up the stamp, the back passengers pants don't ink up as darkly. Good. Okay. Hello, Megan. Hi. Happy Monday morning. Oh, that's right, Alicia. Well, Alicia, this is the card with you and me on it. So I don't know if you came in late or early, but I hope you're going to enjoy this. So Alicia was not able to come to stamp camp, darn it. And so she's getting a kit in the mail. That's kind of one reason why I am doing this live, is because I had a couple of stampers who weren't able to make it. But that's okay, because if you can't make stamp camp, that you were planning on it, I'll still send you the kit. So it all works out. Okay, let's see if I like this way a little bit more. You might see my hair, sorry. That's part of the issue, was that I needed to be able to see right over the stamp itself. So that's one way you do it. And then just pick that up. See, we have the dog sitting there already. The dog was inked, and so the dog's not gonna move. And let's hope I can get this, and so the tires look a little better. There we go. Does that make the rest of you breathe easier? It does me. Okay. Oh, I knew I could get a better image, right? My motto is not good enough is good enough. I just can't live that way. I would be so much happier if I could. Okay, let's have some fun coloring them now. I know, so cute. Yes, Alicia, look, here we are. It's me and you just hanging out on the bike. Except there's no way I'd let you drive. Would never happen. Oh, one thing I do need to do is, since I told you we were going to do something extra with the basket, I need to get one more image of the basket, just on a little piece, a little scrap. So, just bring this in. You don't need much. So I'm just going to put this down where I see the basket stamped on the grid paper. Ink it up one last time. And then I think we'll be finished with our Stamperata stamping at least. Okay. I really just care about getting that basket, and we did. So, perfect. Okay. All right. So, I have a large selection of Stampin' Blends, which I love. But you don't have to have a large set, especially for a stamp set like this, because shirts are all colors, right? Hair is all colors. Skin is a lot of different colors. So you can have fun with the stamps, the blends that you have. And then if you want to add to them, then of course we do that. But it's a nice way to be able to play with the ones you have right now. So one color that I used for skin is Petal Pink and the bronze marker. We just have a bronze marker. I believe it's sold with the ivory marker. Very handy. Now ivory can also be a skin tone. And this is how you just kind of look at them this way, right? Is you just kind of do a little swatch to see what you might like for skin tone. Now that's the color I'm making Alicia because, you know, she's a redhead. She's very fair. And then that's the bronze. I think maybe we'll use the ivory and the Petal Pink this time. But we have lots of, you know, we have lots of ones, lots of markers that can be skin tone or can be put together to make skin tone. It's actually more varied than you would think. it's just like real people, right? We're not just two colors of marker. So let me look for, these got kind of put away a little crazy because we were having a lot of fun with these markers. So I am looking for the light petal pink. Where is it now? I'm waiting for it to jump out and bite me. That's pale papaya. Oh, somebody used pale papaya for skin too, though. And I think that worked. That worked great, actually. Okay, so here's, oh gosh. Well, that's light pumpkin pie. Sorry, ladies. That's how it goes when you get a lot of markers. This happens, right? There's a lot of, I have labels on most of them, but a lot of them are also called different things that start with 2 P's. So they all kind of have the same label. That's going to be Alicia's hair right there. Soft suede. We'll get there one way or another. Soft suede is going to be Ponytails girl's hair. Dark and light. Soft suede. We may throw a little blonde in that mix too. Here she is. Okay, so let's start by just coloring her face with a little light pumpkin pie. I hope the colors from the back don't start bleeding through too much. Okay, and then, oh, her little hands too. I forgot about those. I'm using the paintbrush point. You can definitely use the bullet point on this. Both will work. And they're just kind of smiling and happy, aren't they? They're so cute. Now I want to, I don't know why I'm doing the faces at the same time. It's weird how the order that you start to like think about coloring, right? But I will color her ivory. Her cute little face. I think someone used soft suede yesterday and it was fine for a skin tone also. The only issue with this particular stamp is that it kind of, since I had used gray to stamp the face, you couldn't quite see the face. But soft suede is another color you can use. Okay, and see, they're all covered, they're all colored now because the rest of their skin's under their biking clothes. They don't have helmets on, but we are going to forgive that. They might just be testing it out. They might not even be moving. Okay, I'm going to use some light pumpkin pie. Let's start with that, which is like such a cool color for hair, isn't it? I have a handful of Gingy friends, so they have lots of different shades of orange, red, auburn in their hair. So I just put a little bit in there. And then I think I will end up blending all of this out with the lightest color, the Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to put some more streaks in, but I'm definitely leaving some spots for that daffodil to come through. Okay. And then finally, this is the dark Daffodil Delight. Ends up looking a little bit like crushed curry to me, which I like. It's not, I mean, it's not so bright, right? So just going to kind of color over some of these darker areas. Try and make the colors blend, right? Try and add some dimension to some of these solid pieces. I think my friend Ann said her girl had a bad weave. But if you just blend it a little bit more, your girl can have a good weave. Yes. See, these are the things I've missed. Being at stamp camp and actually coloring with people. And yeah, it's not fancy stuff. It's good stuff, though. Okay. See, she's very different hair from last time. And of course, when it dries just a tiny bit differently. And then finally, let's color my hair. It's not really my hair. I'm going to put some light soft suede in there. So I know Alicia has this. Alicia told us she has this stamp set. Who else has this stamp set already? This catalog has been live for most of the month of June. So it's still available though, and it's going to be available most of the coming year. And so please just keep it in mind. Like I said, it's a fun stamp set to get to someone who's just found out how much fun coloring with Stampin' Blends is. Because again, you don't have to have every color of marker. You can have lots of different colors. I think I'm going to bring that dark Daffodil Delight in and see. She's out in the sunshine, right? So she might have some natural highlights like we all do. And then I don't want to make her too dark. I might actually bring in the light. I don't want to make her brassy either, though. I think I'm just going to stick with. How about putting some of the bronze in her hair? That sounds fun. Yeah. See, so the yellow parts are light, but they were starting to look a little too light to me. So we're going to put some bronze on that. Okay. Now, this dog. What color is he going to be? That's kind of a weird color. I think he's just going to be soft suede. It's going to be light, soft suede, and he is just super cool and happy in the basket. Perfect. Actually, I want to bring in, I'm going to make his nose black. So I'm just bringing in a regular writing pen, a gel writing pen I have, and just adding a little touch. Okay, they're looking good. Now, shirts. So, I think I'm going to make one of them yellow because I am going to use a little bit of the Daffodil Delight cardstock. Excuse me. So why don't we, I don't want to make Alicia here in the front look like a bumblebee. I feel like that orange, yellow, and black would really be bumblebee-ish. So why don't we give this girl a cute yellow top? Oh, that looks good on her. Why don't we bring in some Pool Party for Alicia? She can wear a dark blue, or a light blue, sorry, striped top. And you can color over all these gray parts, or you can just color in the stripes. I don't think it's going to make a difference. It'll show through and look really good. Gosh, I might want dark. I think I want the dark one. So we do sell the blends in combo packs of 2, and they come in a light version and a dark version of the color. And of course, they coordinate with the rest of Stampin' Up's beautiful line of products. There we go. A dark Pool Party worked pretty good on her. Oh, I like it. Okay, now one other thing I did, which actually, I'm doing this out of order, but again, it'll still work. I'm going to get my blending brush. That's what I was fumbling around for. And I'm going to put a little bit of Pool Party ink in the background, again, so it doesn't look so flat. So it kind of goes together with the cardstock that I used in the back, the DSP, sorry. And then it looks like they're just, you know, out in the open air. Little Pope party. I had the stampers yesterday do this first, but it's okay. We can still add it right now and it'll be fine. So I'm just going to, it's meant to be on this particular one. I just kind of wanted it light, almost like wispy clouds. So I definitely don't want to see any brush strokes. That was a little dark. I said I meant for it to be light. I didn't say it was going to turn out light. You guys chatting? Leslie, are you inviting people to Australia? Good job. You know that you're on my list. I have so many people I need to come see in Australia. I know you think that I'm not coming, and that's why you're like, oh yeah, come over. We would love to see you. You're going to freak out when I actually like show up. I'll give you lots of notice. Don't worry. We will all have some fun. But you have quite a large country, just like me. So, you know, I'll have to stay several days. I might have to stay a month to visit all my Stampin' Up! Friends and see the country as well. Okay, look at them. They're starting to come together in a little scene. I know, Leslie. I'm coming to Broken Arrow. I'm seeing that. Kathleen's coming with me. She says she's going to visit someday before she's too old to travel. You have time, Kathleen. You have time. Okay. So let me clear the decks from my beautiful markers. I love the blends. Oh my gosh. If you haven't tried them, I mean, you're kind of missing out. So I want you to try them as soon as you can. They're very economical, especially compared to other alcohol blend markers. They're only $9 for 2 for a combo pack. And so I just feel like it's a really easy way to get involved with alcohol blend markers, because also, as you know, they go with all the other great Stampin' Up! Colors. So you don't have to worry about color theory and, you know, blending 7 colors together to try and get it to work with what you're using. That can get expensive very quickly. But I feel like I'm kind of set up to succeed with the markers from Stampin' Up! Because they're all ready to go. They're approachable. There's only 2 in the color family, you know? So yeah, this is a mesh basket, and we would normally see the dog through it, but I kind of wanted to make a solid basket. And actually, let me grab a couple of things. I feel like I'm saying actually a lot, and I really don't want that to be my new habit. Because I think it would be really annoying. So I will try and stop that. I actually knew someone in school who said that a lot, and then we used to, you know, tease him and say it a lot too. And now apparently it's come back to me after all these years. I would like to put some flowers to decorate the basket. We were talking about this. And so let me see what die cuts I have really quickly, because, you know, our die sets are always really excellent at giving us little extra pieces. I just didn't look it up yet, but that's okay. You're here. Oh, yes. Perfect. Look at that one. So see all those little peach blossoms? That is going to get us what we need. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here to enjoy a little stamping crafty time with me. And, you know, if you've already made this card, with me this weekend, I do apologize. But then again, it's kind of nice to see things over, and then you can be like, oh, I can just relax because I already made this card. Okay, let me grab my mini plates. I don't know if Alicia is still here, but I'm going to talk about her. Alicia has a new beautiful craft room, and so we are going to do whatever we can do to help her fill it with treasures. Don't tell her, but that's my secret. She already knows, though. She already knows that's what I've been trying to do. Alicia and I have been Stampin' Buds for a long time, and in fact, well, now it's been years ago, Alicia used to be the one who taught me how to make cards. Yes, Alicia was the demonstrator teacher at my card class, and now we've switched it. I don't know which she likes better. I'll have to ask her. That's too much pressure. She'd be like, oh, of course I like you as a demonstrator better. So we'll probably never. Oh, yes. Hello, Alicia. Okay, so these great little peach blossoms in the peach set are just what I was thinking of. And that's a great way to tell you the Sweet as a Peach suite will be the suite that I'm going to be designing with for next month's Charmed card kit. So that you can also read about over at the Stamping Zoo. You can register for it there too. You can add the bundle if you would like. You just need to let me know that. And we make 8 beautiful cards, 2 each of 4 different designs, again centered around one bundle. And I send you all the card supplies. I send you a goodie bag of products that you use on the cards as well as add to your stash. I send you a beautiful laser cut engraved silver charm. All sorts of good stuff in the Charmed card kit. Videos, tutorial, all that business. Okay, I'm trying to just leave those flowers there because they are tiny, but aren't they gorgeous? Oh gosh, these are going to add so much. Oh, so cute. Okay, so of course those could be in any color. Just so I don't torture you today, I'll just make one color because we have plenty there. And that is the mini die cutter and embossing machine, and it is so fabulous to have around just for things like this. It can handle much more, but it's really nice when you can just bring that out really quickly. So it is $60 and comes with everything you need to start using it right away. It does have replacement parts because these plates do wear out, as you can see. So you can replace those, and all that's available through Stampin' Up. It's very cost effective. Again, just a really good machine, like Stampin' Up always does. Now I've probably lost my basket in all that business. Oh, brother. Lisa, come on, girl. Did I set it aside? Oh, it's on the floor. 1 minute. I thought I saw it go flying past. It's so small. Okay. Kathleen loves the peach suite. Oh, you made some purse card holders. I love it. Well, Kathleen, you might want to think about joining the card class, and then that's just one more way to stretch your supplies. I always do one fun fold at least, and then just some other designs that are always fun. Okay, so I think I'm going to color this basket, and I think I'm going to color it Pool Party because we're kind of adding several pieces of that too. Let me start with the light. I don't want to make it like it's, yeah, I think it's going to look great with, there we go. So this is a little bit of small work, isn't it? It's very small. That's okay. We have a couple of tools that can help us. We have the putty end of our Take Your Pick tool, which I think is going to be Very helpful. We also have paper piercing end, which I love. I'm going to put a dimensional on this, if you can believe this. So the ladies at camp didn't know this, but I thought I ran out of dimensionals. And I thought I ran out of envelopes. So I was sweating it. But you know what? I didn't run out. I didn't run out, but it's close. So when I place my early demonstrator pre-order on July 1st, which is just next Thursday, I'm going to have to order some more staples. That being dimensionals and envelopes. Oh, now see? So that's the start of all I wanted to do to the basket, right? Is it immediately kind of starts looking like something a little extra on there. All right, now I'm going to bring in a little mono. Okay, good, Kathleen. Let me know if you have any questions, of course. You know where to find me. And like I said, of course, you can pop over to my page, my web page, and see the different pricing options and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of glue on this. Oh. See, it's so small. You can also use your reverse tweezers, which I think is kind of nice sometimes. We do not sell reverse tweezers. We probably have in the past, but also, oh, goodness. I'm glad it fell glue up. Okay, let's try this again. Also, you can find reverse tweezers everywhere. So it's kind of nice to hold them like that. And you can place them exactly where you want on this basket. Okay. So this is like fine surgery, isn't it? I'm two-handing this. And I think this is going to be the way to do it, especially with the small ones. Now, if I were going to do a bunch of these, I would, of course, use my adhesive sheet on the back side of this cardstock, and then these would just be stickers. But since we're just using a few, you know, I was like, oh, I can do it the hard way. Look at that. She even gets a daffodil in her hair. I don't want to cover that basket completely. So who else has been doing some creating today? Probably a lot of you, because I think we're having a lot of heat at least in the United States. Not for Leslie, but in the United States we are. So we're tending to keep it a little cool, aren't we? And how about if we put a little bit of sparkle? Oh, Alicia's been, yay, good job, Alicia. I'm using the Wink of Stella here. I'm just going to color those flowers with the Wink of Stella. It's going to be just this tiny little bit of shimmer. It's hard to see when I do it here with you on the camera, but it's very easy to see in person. So here is our little finished color project with the extra basket. I love the basket already. I love the doing a little zhuzhin up with the basket, right? Okay, so now we have a pool party card base, and this great paper is from a pack of paper called Pattern Party, and it truly is a pattern party. You can't purchase this paper per se, but if you place an order of $150, then you can use your host benefits to buy the paper. And you want to buy this paper. It is 48 sheets, 4 sheets of each design, of all these super cool patterns. And then the back sheet, the back side, the B side of every paper is black and white. And you know we love that. I don't have to tell you how useful that is, but I'm going to. Because you can color it with your blends, with your watercolor, you know, your blending brushes and things like that. I mean, you can just use so many different techniques. Or you can just leave it black and white. I mean, Now I'm just going to put a little bit of mono on the back of this. Then I'm going to bring, oh, I used a little too much. Let's see if I can get that off there. I went a little too crazy. Okay. Then I'm just going to lay this. It's just a random place. There's no measurement of that. And finally, I'm just going to cut this on the bias. My favorite way to cut things, right? And then we will pop this up on dimensionals as well. That angle looks a little fruity. Pop this up on dimensionals and put it on our card front. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, so I am definitely going to use, ooh, that worked out. See, you just kind of break apart the last ends or cut them. Normally when I'm not being lazy, I cut them, but this works too. And then all of a sudden, you're not short of dimensionals. Don't be silly. We also, though, have foam adhesive sheets, which are standout. I love them. And so they're basically dimensionals. They just haven't been cut into hexagons. So you get to cut them in any shape you want, and you can even cut them with our dies in the die cutting machines. So it makes it really handy for oddly shaped items that you want to pop up. You can just make a matching piece of foam adhesive in the same shape, and then it works great. Okay, so finally, I'm just going to put them on here. Oh, they're so sweet. I love them. They're cute ladies. And then I have an insert piece. Of course, I cut that just a tiny bit too short. Let's see if this one will work. Okay, this one will work. So this time, I'm gonna put the glue on here, but it's gonna go on the back. And I should have stamped on it first, but I'm feeling brave. Famous last words. This is gonna be on the inside. So I'm not gonna put the sentiment on the outside, and you don't have to put a sentiment, right? This is just a beautiful card as it is. However, if you wanna put a sentiment, this stamp set has plenty. Let me find it, however. Oh, here we go. Look at these. Hills are easier when you have a friend. We make a great team. Thanks for sharing the ride. Better together. Hi and yay. Very fun. I think we're going to use always right behind you. How about we make a great team? And again, I don't even know why there, we make a great team. That's a good one. So I am just going to stick with the color palette that I've created here and use Daffodil Delight ink. I think our inks, you will, if you've watched me for a while, which a lot of you have, you know that I like to use the same color ink on the same color cardstock a lot, because you know it's right? There's not a lot of guesswork there. You know it's going to be right. And I like the vibrancy you get, even though they're the same color. You still most definitely can see this beautiful inking. So then we're going to cut. Now, I did this quite a lot where I made strips that were a lot longer. If you, in my opinion, if you are going to put a piece of cardstock completely across another piece of cardstock, so there's not going to be like a little bit of matte around it, if you want to run it completely left to right, I think you should always make the cardstock a little longer, the layering piece, because then you trim it off and then it's exactly the same length as the first piece. Whereas lots of times, you know, I mean, you can get these an 1/8 of an inch or even less shorter than the other one. And so this way you make it just right. We make a great team, and then you have a nice little space. Oh, thanks, Leslie. Sweet. Little mono. It was only 36 Fahrenheit. I started to learn. I started to think I knew what the Celsius was, but I'm going to try and say that that's like 0 or close. Maybe it's like 3 Celsius. I don't know. Oh, goodness. Okay, they're so sweet, aren't they? So again, here's just a slight difference of the flowers in the basket versus the dog in the basket. And we've added those little peach blossom flowers. There's actually several left over here. Let's see. Are they going to end up on the floor? I hope not, but they might. Because I know where I can make more, right? Okay, super cute. I'm liking that one. Now let's switch gears on the color palette a little bit. And let me clean up just a minute. And while I'm doing that, let me tell you that if you are in this area, as well as doing online classes, I do in-person events, just like the Stamp Camp I had this weekend. I'll be having another one in July, and I hope that you are around to catch that. Again, you can find the registration. I'll be putting up links for the July registration later tonight, and that is where you just pay and you make sure that you're signed up, because I only take 6 people for my class when I have them here at my house. I find that I can give you better attention, and of course I just have a limited amount of space, so I don't want to crowd you in here too much. I want it to be fun for everyone. And so anyway, I only take 6 at a time per class, and so that's how we do it. Is we just sign up through PayPal, so it's all secure, and then nobody is wondering. I don't have to keep a list to the side of who is coming, who is not. I still do, but I always have a checkpoint, right? And anyway, okay, there's something sticking in. There we go. Now I can shut the drawers. Okay, so anyway, that's just a quick look at my events for August. I will be having an in-person catalog launch party on the 7th. That will be here also, just like an open house, and I'll have snacks, I'll have make and takes. Of course, I'll have copies of the catalog, all sorts of fun stuff. So please, please again, go to my website for full details, or of course, you can always contact me. You know what? I'm always usually free to answer questions. If I'm not far behind. So now here's the next card we're going to make. This is also from class. I think it's really fun. And it was a chance for me to use one of my favorite packets of paper that is going to not be available after Thursday or when it sells out. And it's from the mini catalog, this mini catalog. And so this mini catalog is retiring on June 30th, which is Wednesday. And so if you want anything from there, you need to be shopping now. I believe you can just go over to stampandzoo.com, and if you hit shop here, you will be taken over to the Stampin' Up! Store. And if you, there's even a section just for last chance products. And this was still on there at least a few days ago. But it's a great pack of designer series paper. Really has double of the patterns that we normally have. And it's just wild and fun, and really goes nicely with the stamp set and punch. But if you don't have the paper, it's okay. Like, you know that you can use lots of other creations. Here's the punch, and let me grab the stamp set. I put it away. I was too efficient. Maybe I put it away. Let's see. Oh gosh. I have a few stamp sets out here This could be one of them. Let's hope. I usually don't go too far. In the meantime, maybe if I go through the other supplies, it will jump out at me. So we're going to use the tailored tags, which is really a great set, also from the new catalog. So these two products are new, and that's how I made this tag. But of course, you have a lot of other options. What do we have? 8 different tag sizes. These are the reinforcements. So it's like they haven't missed a detail. We can make these super cute little reinforcements for our projects. And then this is an overall embossing plate called Stitched Greenery, which is really popular, and you can see why. I've used it on the tag. It's just another layer of interest that you can add. And so when I was showing you, different, when I was mentioning that to freshen up different stamp sets, this is a great way to do that. This one plate, you could use it as a new background for an old stamp set. So it is towards the back of the annual catalog. Both of those are. Now, for the Dandy Garden stamp that I've been looking for. Might be back here. Let me see. We're not going to get that far without it. So, there we go. Dragonfly Garden. It's very fun. It's as whimsical as the paper, isn't it? They did a great job with that. So, it's just a fun summer stamp set. Maybe it doesn't have to be summer. Like, I have an aunt who loves dragonflies, and so I'm going to make this card for her, this next card for her. And I'm also going to just keep it in mind when I need to make her a card. She does have a birthday coming up in July. So that's probably what this is going to be. But anyway, it has its great sentiments itself. And so it's kind of what I like to think of as an all-inclusive stamp set, right? You can get your images and your sentiments. This is really fun. Can go with a lot of different nature sets. And then finally, I'll show you what this is. We played with it this weekend. It puts some color into the wings, and it's not meant to fill them out exactly. It's meant to just be kind of a little color spray. So let's play a little bit with this one. It's super fun. And I do like this card. It is technically a fun fold, but basically I've just cut half of the front off of a normal card base. So this is 2 1/8 long, and then I've left the back at 4 1/4. Scored it, and that was it. The base is smoky slate because I'm using some of the last of that patterned paper, and I liked the Misty Moonlight, and Misty Moonlight is a great blue-gray color. So smoky slate goes perfectly with it. And here I have a normal card base. I just wanted to show you really quickly. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, okay? And then I am just going to take it to 2 1/8. Doesn't matter which side you do this on the short side, left or right. And then I'm going to cut off part of it. I think this is actually large enough for making more dragonflies, but just set that off to the side. And then you have this great way to attach the tag. Now, of course, you can use lots of other shapes to be, in place of the tag. The Hippo and Friends dies, I think, would be a great set of dies to use as the centerpiece for the front of this card, too. So just keep that in mind. Lots of different ways to use this fold. That's a piece that I'm going to stamp and die cut on the other side. I've got some white here. One of those is for the inside. And I had an extra dragonfly that I was stamping and cutting. So just some pieces and parts sitting around, right? Kind of when I was just cleaning up after class. This is what was kind of hanging out. And I thought, well, I'm going to turn this into a card for sure. Okay, this is the insert for this card. I'm going to take, you saw that I had a larger and a smaller piece, right? I'm going to take the larger piece and adhere it inside. Again, my margins on the piece of paper that I'm going to, on the second layer of the paper, is larger for a reason. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I know that I'm not running it clear to the ends of this paper because I know it's too long, right? And then since I'm putting white on white, I feel like I need to stand this up on end. There. Then I can get a perfect flat edge. And then I'll just bring this in here. Trim this off, and one of my super cute stampers said, oh, I can't believe you're gonna waste that. Yeah, I am actually. This is the size of scrap I would throw away, but you don't have to. You can make a scrap strip card and all sorts of things with it if you want to, but that is, I'm not keeping that. No, I am lucky enough to have so much paper that I don't have to. What are Tango and Cash doing tonight? Tango and Cash are recovering from playing host to stamp camp. They take that job seriously, so they are probably sleeping. Honestly, I got up from my nap, I fed them, and then they're probably just waiting for me to come in there and hang out with them. We've had that kind of a day, just kind of a lazy, like, we went out early, got coffee, and then we came back. And I didn't walk them or anything, and they seem to be fine with it. Now this one I did cut because I wanted a little bit of margin around it. So it's already cut. But yeah, they're being pretty good boys. Tango was barking at the neighbors a few minutes before I went live, and actually that's why I was just a few minutes late, because the neighbor was backing. Okay, back to the card. Now I am going to put this on this side, trying to match the margins of the paper on the inside, so you have kind of a continuous look there. Okay. And anyway, yes, he was barking at the neighbor, and so that's why I went late. I went on a few minutes late because I didn't think that was a very nice way to greet you. And I know you've done it before, but so here's our card base, super cute. And then, like I said, you know, what you do to put something on the front is totally just up to your imagination. But we're going to use those tags because they're fantastic. And you could choose either shape. I need my mini cutter back. Yeah, we'll just use the mini. I feel like the mini is good for just an easy Sunday. Now I'm going to have to cut this paper because it needs 3 1/4. So we'll just cut a chunk off. That's enough for the tag, I believe. Might be a little short, actually. We're going to find out. Yes, how's Gracie doing tonight? I hope she's doing great. And does this work? Yes, it does. Okay, so just for fun, I'm going to use the other one, the other tag that I didn't use at Stamp Camp. Put this on here and grab my top plate. What am I doing with things tonight? I used all my mental skills at Stamp Camp. So it's a good thing this isn't too difficult. Oh, hi Martine, how are you doing? I hope that Mother Nature is being kind of a little bit easier on you. The rest of us are burning on the vine. I told my friend I'm literally going to just dry up and fall off like a leaf on the plant. Now I do have to bring in, actually, I need to bring in the big guns, the standard, for in order to use that stitched greenery plate, because it's a nice full-size plate. So that's all right. Let's see here. Let me move a couple of things so I don't have a big avalanche falling situation. Okay. So now you could do this in a couple different orders. If I were going to stamp on this, with something that had a lot of bold lines, I would stamp first and then run it through the embossing plate. But since this stamp is just fine lined, it's not really, it didn't make a difference. So I'm just gonna get our die cutting done all at once. And so I just put the whole plate down over it. I know you can only see a partial image. Sorry about that. But I promise I will show it to you when it's finished. Okay. Martine, you got your other eye done on Wednesday? Oh my gosh, that's so good to know. And everything is fine. I am glad to hear that. Ooh, look at this. Isn't that fun? Of course, you could use it as a bookmark. You can use it as the card front. So many uses for a tag shape. And this is, again, just one other way to like step it up. Now I'm gonna do the reinforcement piece. I forgot that earlier on, but that's okay. And I am gonna cut it from just a little scrap of the Misty Moonlight. So Stampin' Up! Has been so careful in detailing these tags that both tags have their own shape. So the flat one has reinforcements that are flat on the top so that you can put them right here. Then this one has a round one because that's the shape of the top of the tag. So where another company may have just made them square, Stampin' Up! Gave us 2. And you can cut 3 at a time. I think that's because they're small, so I was saying that that's so you can drop 2 on the floor and still have the one you need. Oh, you make 4 of the circles. Well, if you want to make them as a full tag or like a bookmark, you could definitely put reinforcements on both sides and make it like fully finished. I'm sure that's what it's for also. You know what? I don't need to get all those out of there right now. I just need this one. Okay. You don't want to watch me fiddling around. Okay. Put that guy away. I think we have everything die cut that we need. So fun though. I love die cutting. I always remember when my stamper friend Carolyn told me that at class. She was like, it's my favorite. So whenever I have a project that's very die cut intensive, I always think Carolyn's gonna be happy. She's gonna get to die cut a lot. Okay, Alicia made a faux pas and just tried to call me on the phone. Alicia, I'm not finished yet. Oh gosh. Of course, this doesn't take a lot of glue. Just a touch. And we are also going to put some ribbon in there because why wouldn't we? Now I used this beautiful gray granite. Might be called shimmer. It should be. Yeah, shimmer ribbon. Nice, right? You get 10 yards of it. I always say that's roughly enough to make 30 to, well, you could make more cards than that, but just to be safe, I say 30. So that's quite a deal when you think it's only like $7 or $8. You can make 30 cards from it or all sorts of fun stuff. Well, hello, Roz. I am glad that you caught me. I'm just making some cards from Stamp Camp. Okay, so just a slip knot, but I want it to look finished on the front. So I am going to put this through with my take your pick tool. You gotta kind of work it a little bit at a time. There we go. Don't rip your cardstock. I think this is how I want to do it. Yeah, okay. So in order to make it look finished, you start from the front. Sometimes I get confused about that. And then just slip it through, right? Slip the 2. Don't pull it so tight. You need to kind of work with that cardstock, right? You don't want to pull it so hard. And then just kind of work it down. I'm resisting my urge to pull it super tight. You can also just put a bow on top of this if you wanted to just bypass the reinforcement itself. You know, you could just tie a bow, put a glue dot there. That works too. So now we're going to do a little stamping on it. So again, I'm just going to grab the Misty Moonlight. I was actually trying to keep this a little more in the calm color range. You know that doesn't happen very often. I can do it though if I have to. And this is a really great wildflower image that again you can grab for lots of different stamp sets. I know we have some retired and current bee stamp sets. You can definitely use it for that. So, and then I am just going to run this. I don't want to go clear to the top, but I want something for the dragonflies to be kind of sitting on. So, like, why else would they be there? Well, they're there because there's coneflowers there. You can also make this into a watercolor washed stamp, or this stamp. You could do a watercolor wash and then stamp on top of that. And I think that is a really pretty look for this type of a stamp. So lots of uses for our stamps, right? Our stamps need to get a workout because that's what they're made for. They're made to be used over and over and over again. Okay, let's do a little side stamping here so I can show you what a couple of these stamps actually do. All right, I'm not going to use Misty Moonlight. I think I'm going to use a little bit of a lighter color. How about Pear Pizzazz? I don't know that you would want a dragonfly in Pear Pizzazz, but you might. You might. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. Is that right? No. So now see, the other thing that we found out at camp was that I put the wrong stickers on these dragonflies. So one has like a solid body and one has an outlined body. No, it's the other way around. How long? I don't know if I would have ever noticed that. I think Alyssa noticed it. So good eye, Alyssa. Okay, so once you do that, then you can take this little funky thing and I would stamp off. And then you can just kind of put it into the wings. And it does color the wings, right? But it gives you a little bit of like a blurry effect, which I absolutely love. And I'm sure you could use this, excuse me, you could just use this as an image to itself. It almost kind of looks like trees, a little bit, wonky trees. But you know, if you do any shape over and over again, it starts to look kind of fun. So that's what this is. I love the tag dies too, Martine. Yeah, super good. They are great. Okay, and then this. Yeah, it looks like bunny ears. That's a good point. Keep that in mind if you're making some, I don't know, some cool Easter bunny ears or something. Yes. Now I hope everyone has been over to vote for Chopped. If you have not, once we're finished here, just find the post. It's just, I posted it just a few days ago, so it's very close to the top of my page. Find the post and run on over there and vote. There are so many, first of all, and there are so many great cards, as always, and other things, not just cards. Okay, I'm gonna roll back here real quick. I'm gonna grab another stamp set that has a birthday sentiment in it, because I told you that I need a birthday card, right? I do like that. Let's see. I won't take too much of your time, but let me see if I can find one. So yes, Chopped was another huge success, and I'm looking forward to the next month. You know, we are just having a good time with that. So I hope that you enjoy it. And if you feel like you would like to do it, but you're intimidated, do not be, because we are all here to learn from each other. Yeah, that's it. I learn from you, you learn from me, and then we all just have a really great time. Okay, I'm just going to grab this Timeless Tulips. There's a really pretty little plain, but I think it fits with this little happy birthday stamp. Let me block that up. And I want to get my chamois. Lots of talent playing Chop. That's true, and more every month. I get new signups every month, and so do the other demos. So we are, a lot of you have been following us for several months now, but in the last couple of months, we added the UK and Australia. It's been so much fun. It just upped the game that much. So again, it's really interesting to see the differences in what people make. And you know what I really enjoy is watching you make things from month to month. You know, I really stop and look at them. And it's so fun to see the different ideas that you as an individual stamper come up with. So I watch you. I see what you're doing. I like it. Let's try this in Misty Moonlight. Since we're just playing over here off to the side, let's try this. Let's not do it upside down, Lisa. That looks nice. It'll definitely, it will stand out and be nice and bold on amongst all this gray. Okay, so I just had a little, you know, I love the offcuts of the white cardstock from when I'm cutting inserts and things like that. I keep all of that. That's good stuff right there. That is a 1/2 inch strip that you didn't have to cut. So I like it. Yeah, okay, that works. And get this back. I just put my finger in the ink. Lisa. It's a newbie mistake, wasn't it? No, it happens to the best of us. Okay, so now that I've showed you how the dragonfly works, then of course I'm just gonna, let's see if I can punch this one out. Might be too high on the paper. So when you do that, you just cut around it. Make sure you leave yourself a handle, or you'll have to make a handle out of a Post-it, and that works too. But then you put this down, feed this down in here, right? Then you get the bonus of a little dragonfly. Punch those guys out. And this is what, this is, again, we're not using this one, but that's what that one looks like. Isn't that fun? And then this is what the little guy ended up looking like, because I had some of that extra ink up there. So those are good. I'm going to put them in my little bowl of extra goodies to use for later. This is a great punch. Again, punches are towards the back of the annual catalog in their own section, because that's how cool they are. Now, the final thing I did was I took the bone folder and I did curl the wings up just a little bit. They need a little bit. Oh, but I don't really like it to be the same color. So I forgot about that part. Let's make one on basic gray. Yes. Life's too short to use all the same cardstock. I'm going to cut this sentiment out while I have it here before I forget, and do something weird with the paper, like throw it away. Okay. Now, back to dragonflies. It's always a good idea when you are punching to take a look at how the paper, to take a look at how the punch is situated on the paper, right? Sometimes the punches are upside down. And so you want to be sure, like before you start stamping, that you can punch this out easily. And so now I know this is how I want to orient the stamp onto the paper, right? And we actually have other tricks I can show you about multiple images, punching out multiple images, but that is for another stamp set. Like the one that comes to mind is Sweet Strawberry. So I'll have to show you how to do that when we stamp with Sweet Strawberry, which will be soon, because we used it at Stamp Camp also, and everyone loved it. I've been using it for months. I love it. The punch is plentiful and back in stock, so it's a really great one, especially in the middle of summer, right? I'm gonna go eat some strawberries tonight. In fact, I'm gonna start a post about having everybody post summer meals that don't need much cooking time and, you know, taste fresh on such a hot night. So tonight I am grilling shrimp, and then I'm gonna make a corn, avocado, and tomato salad. Like a big relish off to the side. Or like a chunky relish, sorry. It'll probably be a big one too, but so that's what I'm going to make when I'm off of here, and I'm really looking forward to that. It sounds so tasty, and it sounds quick. And I'll probably make some extra shrimp and have them in a salad tomorrow for lunch. So there, I've just figured out my work lunch. Okay, now we just have to adhere the pieces, do a tiny bit of decorating, and my aunt's birthday card is going to be finished. Yes, all the projects are always so different and chopped. In fact, you know, so I post everyone's that are from the United States. First thing I do is I look to make sure you've used, you know, you've met the rules, you've used current things. You have to use current items, no paper pumpkin items, and you have to use at least a little bit of everything you get in the kit. So I make sure that's been done, but then really I just look at them and go, how can all of these different ideas be come up with using the same few materials? So fun. Okay, so on this flat part, you can also pop this up, but I'm just gonna lay it down flat. It's fine. And then, actually I'll pop that up on a dimensional, just like that. That'll be sweet. And finally, I'm going to use, well, we'll wait for that because I'm going to put some in the card. Now, do I want to use this one inside too? I don't know, maybe. We'll wait and see how that will look. Could be kind of interesting though. Now, I am going to use my Seal Plus on this side. You want to make sure when you're doing something like this that you're only going to adhere one side to. Please make sure you get the adhesive on the right side. In fact, I will take this, hold it with my fingers on the side that needs the adhesive, and that's how I do it, because if I don't, I'm afraid I will seal the card shut. Ooh, that grabs your cardstock sometimes. It's so strong that it grabs the cardstock and peels it a little bit. The best thing that I think to do is to change the direction, and then you can get some glue over that, or some Seal Plus. Then I'm going to take, I'm going to adhere this left half onto the front, roughly. And so I kind of just use the reinforcement as the marker for that. But you can also use your DSP. But this particular stripe is like a hand-drawn stripe, so it's not completely straight. Oh, I forgot this was back-sided, but you know what? It's kind of fun. I like it that way. I like to have a little bit of wildflower peekaboo on the other side. Yeah. And then finally, a little bit of dimensionals, a few dimensionals, never hurt anyone. Again, you just kind of want to size it up to be like, okay, so I don't want to go past the R. Okay, so I will use 2 dimensionals here. Yes, that stamping that's on the back side is because I used some leftover cardstock from class last night. But I don't mind that. It's actually kind of fun. I will put this up here. Okay. And then, sorry, I had to get rid of my other friend. I have a lot of friends tonight. This is my other idea. I kind of like it. So we're going to glue this dragonfly inside. I told you she loved dragonflies, so there's probably not going to be too many dragonflies for my aunt. So again, I need to see where I wanted to place that. Yeah. Whoops. Okay. See, and then its wings are up too. I might, if I would have thought about that, I might have glued them down, but really they'll go down in the mail. Or just when I put it in an envelope, they'll be fine. Okay, so finally then, I have an old package of pearls. Jen's gonna be so surprised that I still have this one that has 3 different sizes. We still sell them, of course. They're just not, I think it's like 1 or 2 sizes. They're just as beautiful though. But I'm just finishing up this particular one. And of course you can also put a pearl on the body, or, you know, several pearls down the body. I just like that one. So there is my slight variation, see, in paper, and adding that extra dragonfly. I kind of like that. And then the other card, of course, was the cute little right behind you stamp and sentiments. We made it with a cute dog in the basket. I don't think my dogs would sit that quietly because, you know, you've heard them before. Anyway, thank you so much. Oh, somebody just posted a cute little image. Oh, thank you, Leslie. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. And again, just stay active. It helps me bring you more videos, and it helps my videos get spread more on the internet when you like and subscribe and comment on them. So I hope you like these cards. I hope you take these as inspiration and make your own cards with them. If you live in the United States and you would like a demonstrator to work with you, I would love to be your demonstrator. And so just contact me and we'll start from there. We'll start with some free catalogs and we'll go from there. It only gets better from there. Yeah, fun cards tonight. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm gonna go make my shrimp and corn and avocado salad, and I hope everybody has a great night, and I'll see you later this week, okay? All right, everybody, bye.